Lemon the Pug and the Mysterious Night in the Garden. Night on the farm doesn't arrive all at once. First, the sounds of the day grow quiet. Then the sky slowly darkens. And only after that does the world seem to turn a page. The day falls asleep, and the night wakes up. That evening Lemon wasn't asleep. Tonight he decided to be a brave little dog and sleep outside in his kennel. He looked up at the moon and wondered, what actually happens here at night? Does everyone just sleep? The little dog carefully stood up. Well, I am a guard dog, he whispered to himself. I should check everything. And very, very quietly he stepped into the garden. Something rustled in the grass. Rustle, rustle. Lemon froze a little nervously. Who's there? Out of the darkness rolled a little ball. Then the ball uncurled and turned into a hedgehog. Good evening, he said softly. You are not asleep? Lemon asked in surprise. I've just woken up, replied the hedgehog. My active life is only beginning. What do? I look for food. The hedgehog sniffed the air and added, I eat insects, larvae, sometimes snails. Haven't seen any tasty ones around. Not yet. So you're a night animal? The hedgehog nodded proudly. You could say that. Lemon walked further. Near the lantern, something light and quiet was fluttering. Oh, who's that? He whispered. It's us, gentle voices replied. Around the light, night moths danced. We love light, they said, and flowers. Why don't you fly during the day? It's too bright and too hot, the moth explained. At night, it's cooler and calmer. And what do you eat? We drink nectar, one of them said. It's like sweet juice from flowers. Lemon smiled. So you're nighttime sweet tooth. Exactly, the moth giggled softly. Suddenly something rushed overhead. Ah! Lemon squeaked quietly and crouched down. Don't be afraid, a voice said. A bat was circling in the air. I'm just flying around, he said. What do you eat? Lemon asked carefully. Insects, the bat replied. Lots of insects. How do you find them in the dark? The bat smiled. I listen to space. I send out sounds and hear how they come back. Lemon blinked in amazement. Wow, that's a superpower. I agree, said the bat, and disappeared into the darkness. Then it became very quiet, so quiet that Lemon could hear the air itself moving. He looked up. On a branch sat an owl, big, fluffy, calm, and very, very attentive. Good evening, Lemon whispered. "Good evening," the owl replied softly. "Are you out hunting too?" "Yes." The owl slightly turned her head. "I hunt." Lemon held his breath. "Who do you hunt?" "Mice, sometimes small rodents," she said. "The garden must be kept free of pests." "So you're a night guard of the garden too?" The owl nodded. "Everyone here has an important role." And in the next moment she flew off, completely silently. Lemon sat in the middle of the yard. He looked around. The hedgehog rustled in the grass. The moth danced near the light. The bird flew across the sky. The owl watched over the garden. "The garden doesn't sleep at all at night," he whispered. And right at that moment Clementine appeared. She also had her own nighttime business. "Of course it doesn't," she said. "At night, different animals come on duty." "I thought nothing happened at night." Clementine smiled slightly. "At night, a different story begins." Lemon looked up at the sky. The moon was shining softly and calmly. "Well, I have done enough guarding for tonight. Time to sleep," he said. "Lemon, you ran around all day, and now all night too. It's time to rest." Clementine meowed. "But what if something rustles?" "I will wake you up, if I don't fall asleep myself. The garden already has its guards." Lemon nodded, and for the first time the night didn't feel dark to him, but quiet, alive, and full of wonder. Because the world doesn't stop when it gets dark. It simply becomes different. The end.